with that, let me begin by giving you a quick overview of what is aggregate intellect. So aggregate intellect is on a mission to unlock the world's technical knowledge. What does that mean? So the world's technical knowledge right now is really scattered in pockets. It's not organized in a problem-solving manner-esque way, and it's often obscured by jargon. People who don't really know the right keywords can't access it. And we decided that we wanted to do something about that problem. And we broadly approach it right now in three major ways. The first of which is our community groups, which is largely the main attraction for tonight. Our community groups unlock technical knowledge at a localized level. They pick a specific domain, a specific niche, a specific area, have interesting people come about, and then try to really study it at a cross-pollination kind of level. The next way we try to work on that is something we call recipes. Recipes are a curation of resources that build towards either teaching something or solving a specific problem. So this is a snapshot of how a recipe looks like. And many of our community groups produce these recipes in the process of building or learning something. The third way we are tackling this problem is by building our own custom search engine. And this is one of our newest innovations. Our R&D team is working on it hard these days. With that preamble, I will hand it off to Amir to give you all a quick teaser of what is in development. Amir, whenever you're ready.
Okay, I have to take over the screen sharing. And I have to find what I'm looking for. There you go. Can you all see my screen? All right. Yeah. So as Amar said, we are working on recipes and a number of things that you've seen for a while. And you know, you're probably familiar that if you go to our platform and log in, you see a social feed like this where you can see recipes that people have created. For example, for our awesome new series of workshops and projects that we are going to do, you can look at this recipe where myself, Karen, and Andre talked about the topic of environmental data science and many related resources for that. So, but obviously this gets problematic when we have many of these. So imagine your Notion space or Confluence space in your company, or just finding things on the internet. That can get very overwhelming given the exponential growth of information. So we want to make that process much simpler. Therefore, we have created this search engine that I'm going to demo. We are going to actually release that in a private alpha. So if you would like to access that as soon as possible, there is a wait list on our website that you can put your name in, and we will let you know as soon as you can play with it. If you go to AI.SCIENCE, this should be pretty obvious. Just click on it, put your name in, and we will let you know as soon as possible. But what are you signing up for to be notified about is the following. I hate Zoom because it doesn't allow me to access all of my tabs. So hold on, let me move my windows around a bit. There you go. Okay, so what I'm showing is a prototype that we are in the middle of development right now, where on our website, what you can do to find information from our own website or other places on the internet, the typical places that you find resources, is that you can search for something. Let's say you're interested in entity recognition. Then instead of the typical, auto-completion that you get on Google, you will be given 5 recommendations for how you can narrow down your search. And then very much like the video game experience where you start, in an expansive world and little by little explore the world, here you can little by little explore, well, the world of knowledge by clicking on different things that are recommended to you and drill down in any direction that you want to go. Normally on Google, you would search something, skim a bunch of things and go back and refine your search. But here, through this graphical experience, you can, your queries get refined for you pretty much automatically as you're exploring. And the resources that are recommended to you are based on the drill down that you're doing. Like you can take this in any directions that you want. Eventually, we will have other layers beyond, just the technique and approach layer. Things like what are the data properties that your data set has, what kind of performance you're looking for, et cetera, et cetera. And interestingly, to avoid the problem of leaving a lot of things open as browser tabs, you will be able to save any resource that you find useful, like a very similar to a bookmarking experience. You can write a note about why you're saving this resource and save it, and then go to the library where you can see, again, like very similar to bookmarking experience. You can organize the resources you found on our platform or anywhere else on the web in nicely organized folders. You will also get a mind map of everything that you have saved so that you don't have to remember the path to all of your projects. You can just literally go to the mind map, click around like the experience, like the video game experience that I explained, to find the resources you saved previously. But to make it even cooler, you can do a one-click conversion of these folders into recipes. So with that, as easy as I did in the prototype, you will turn all the resources you found, you collected, as well as all the notes that you wrote, into a nice looking recipe, which is perfect for onboarding to new projects. All you need to do is, click on edit, move things around if you have to, edit some of the notes if you want to. Otherwise, if you're happy with it, you just save it and publish it, and people in your company or community will see and can interact with it. So we are rolling this out not the whole experience, but the visual navigation. We will be rolling out in about a month or so. So make sure, again, you go to AI.SCIENCE, put your name in the wait list so that we can let you know as soon as you can play with it. Back to you, Amar.